It's been a long week. I wanted to make sure that all my bases were covered and I was doing the right thing and I wasn't gonna get in trouble for making these videos. Hey guys, it's Fernanda. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a really exciting video because it's a collab with a ton of awesome teacher YouTubers, and I'm honestly really excited because I've been watching a lot of these YouTubers for a while now, and just the fact that I'm collaborating with them makes me feel really awesome inside, and I'm kind of fangirling just a little bit. We all came together and we decided to make videos on starting a YouTube channel if you are a teacher. So if you are a teacher and you've been kind of thinking about starting your own channel and just kind of documenting your experience and helping other people, but you didn't really know where to start, all these videos are for you. We all have different topics under this like big theme. My topic for this video, as you can tell by the title, is filming at school. This is something that I was thinking about constantly when I was thinking about starting this channel. I wanted to make sure that all my bases were covered and I was doing the right thing and I wasn't gonna get in trouble for making these videos. So if you're interested in this kind of video, go ahead and keep on watching. If you're interested in other videos in this collab, then go ahead and check out the description box below to find the playlist. So if you're new to my channel, then you probably don't know that I used to make makeup and fashion related videos back in the day. And then I made the switch to teaching related videos in June. So up until June, I used to make makeup videos and fashion videos. But I always kind of thought about like being a teacher vlogger, even though like there wasn't that many. I only like knew of like 3, but it was something that but teaching is something that I was passionate about, and makeup is not really something I'm passionate about, so that's why I made the switch. For making the switch, I was thinking about how is this switch going to affect me in the long run? Is it going to affect my career? Is it going to get me in trouble in some way? I didn't really have the answers, and I didn't really have any guidance as to how to answer those questions. I actually have 6 things to talk about when it comes to filming at school. So the first one is talk to your administration. And I know that sounds kind of scary. So the reason I say this is because administration is typically there to have your back. So if they don't know about your YouTube channel, then they might be blindsided by this if something ever comes up. So it's a really good idea to let your administration know. I let my administration know from day one. So I actually pulled my principal and my assistant principal aside and I asked them, hey, I have this YouTube channel, because by then I had already been vlogging for like maybe like 3 weeks or so. And I told them like, hey, I have this YouTube channel. I make these kinds of videos. I've been filming in the classroom, showing what I've been doing in my classroom to get it all set up. Is this okay to keep on doing? And then just kind of asked me a few questions after that, such as, do you plan on showing students? Which I said no to, because I honestly don't really want to show students in the classroom, because I think that's kind of like a sticky situation. And then I just told them that it was just going to be me in the videos, and they were completely okay with it. They also told me that if I ever wanted to show a student in the video, to please talk to them first so we can figure out what has to be done prior to actually filming. So the second thing I suggest you do when it comes to filming at school is to try to talk to your district's like media outreach person if you have one. I think pretty much all districts have a media outreach person. It might be called something differently, but basically the person that does like all the marketing for your district and stuff like that. This person is gonna know so much about what can and can't be put out there for the world to see. I actually did have a meeting with my district's media person, specialist, outreach. I don't know what their official title is. I'm so sorry. And we just kind of sat down and talked about what I do on my channel. We also went through my videos and we looked at the transcripts for my videos and kind of like discussed what could be said in a better light or what should be taken out of my videos. So from this meeting, I actually learned that you can't show, at least in my district, you can't show first names. So if let's say I had this name tag on a table, it's not a name tag by the way, it's just like my center label. If I had a name tag on a table and I was filming, I would not be able to show someone's name, even if it's just a first name. Technically, you could show a student if they have a media release form, but you also have to be very careful with that, because if they are a foster child, then there are different regulations for that. Something else I did not know about this is you can't show like handwriting samples. Handwriting samples are often considered like graded stuff, and just the same way you can't put grades up on the internet for the world to see, you can't really put handwriting samples out there either. So if this was my student's writing sample and they had their name or something identifiable, I would not be able to show you guys that piece of writing. As long as things don't have like anything that is going to identify a student, you cannot show that. So a really good alternative to this, especially if you're a teacher or vlogger and you want to show like your bulletin board, is to have numbers instead of names. So for my bulletin board where it says our brightest work, I have numbers and each student is assigned a number. So it doesn't show who it is, but it's showing like a kid's craft, and that is totally okay. So the next 4 things that I'm going to talk about are things I learned from that meeting I had with the district's media outreach, so I don't know, person. So they'll kind of like overlap. So the next one is only film during contract hours. I know that there are teacher vloggers that will vlog during their breaks, but you do have contract hours. So, and I personally did not know this. I thought it was okay to vlog as long as the students were not in the classroom and I was not teaching. So you have contract hours. My contract hours are from 7:15 to 2:45, and I have a 30-minute break lunch in between. So even though I do have a planning period every single day, I'm not able to vlog during that time or film anything at that time, because that time frame is for me to plan. It's not for me to vlog, it's for me to work. And if I'm vlogging, I am not working. So that means I'm not meeting my contract hours. I know this sounds kind of silly, but think about it. You are being paid to do a job and you're not doing it because you're doing something else. That kind of makes sense. And I know you probably will be thinking like, well, how are they going to find out? Well, let's say a parent finds your videos and they're watching your videos and you're vlogging and you said, oh, I just dropped off the kids at music, now I'm just doing this. And it shows the administration the video, they will see that you were vlogging during your contract hours, and that could probably get you in trouble. So that is why now I basically just vlog after school. I don't vlog during school. So the next one comes under confidentiality. I hope I'm saying that right. I always have such a hard time saying that word. So when you think of this term, confidentiality, you probably think of students. That is more than students when it comes to filming at school. So of course you cannot show student names, so no first name, no last names. In addition to that, I was advised to not use pseudonyms, so not use like Little Susie or Bob or something like that, just to cover their identity, because even though you're giving them a fake name, you are still identifying their gender. So if I'm saying Little Susie instead of like Ashlyn or something like that, I don't have an Ashlyn in my class, by the way, you are still letting your viewers know that you're talking about a female student and not just a student in general. So instead of using pseudonyms or like he and she, use the student. That way it's more broad and you can't really tell if it's a boy or a girl. This is actually something that I struggle with. I often have to repeat myself and fix it because I'm like, oh, he did this or she did this, and I want to make sure that I don't do that anymore. In addition to protecting your students' privacy, you also have to protect your coworkers' privacy. Don't really talk about what anyone else in your building is doing but yourself. So even though whatever you're trying to say about your coworker might be in a favorable light, so let's say I have a coworker that did a really cool science experiment and I'm talking about it, I really should not talk about it unless I have explicit permission from them for me to share that with you guys. The next one is kid stories. I know we all love sharing like funny moments that happen in the classroom. So for example, one of my students gave me this awesome bracelet and I've been wearing it all week because it makes me feel happy and it totally made my week. That is something that I would love to share with you guys, but you have to think about what would happen if the parent ever came across your videos. Would the parent be able to identify that that was their child that you were talking about, and if so, would they be offended? So let's say that you were in your class and in the middle of class someone like sneezed like 20 times and they couldn't stop, and that was funny and everybody was laughing and then the kid was laughing too, and you want to share that in your vlog or your video, and you are using the student instead of like Little Susie or Little Bobby or whatever, so you're kind of doing everything you can to protect the student's privacy. You still have to think about, if this kid's parents came across this video and saw me talking about this story, would the parent be upset? So are they going to be upset that you are talking about their child on the internet, or are they going to be okay with it? So when you're thinking about this, also think about, there's a lot of thinking involved in this video, think about what generation are their parents from? Are they younger parents? Are they older parents? If they are younger parents, they are more likely to be okay with it as opposed to older parents, just because of the difference in generations. So just think about that. Even if they never ever come across your videos, it is definitely something to be aware of or mindful of. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is trust, and this is something that I kind of have a hard time explaining, so I hope that it makes sense. So I think it'll make more sense if I give you like a scenario type of situation. So let's say your county implemented a rule that if you're 1 minute late, you can't have hot lunch. You're going to have a sack lunch. I don't know, that's outrageous. Obviously it's never going to happen, but let's just say that's the rule. And obviously you are not okay with it. So then you go about your day and you're vlogging, and somehow it comes up in your vlog and you're talking about how there's this rule in your county now and you don't like it. If parents from your county watch your video and they hear you saying, I don't like this rule and I think it's stupid, I think county made a stupid choice, then that is breaking the trust between the parents and the county or the district or the school. If there's this rule, then hopefully, ideally, there's a logical reason behind this rule, and it's not just in place to upset people. But if you as a teacher, as a representative, as someone that parents trust is speaking negatively about it and openly negatively about it, then parents are not going to trust the school, the district, or the county anymore, and that can create conflict. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Okay, so I have one more thing that I just thought of, and I'm just gonna do this quick before my janitor comes in and sees me filming, and that is just to be mindful of reflections. If you don't want your subscribers to know where you work, even though they can probably find out because everything's on the internet, just be mindful of reflections. So if you are filming in school outside of your classroom and you're like just vlogging and your school is like an open campus, then just kind of think, are people going to identify? Sorry if the angle changed. Our custodian came in. Our custodian's super nice, so I was just talking to them. Okay, so I think I was talking about being mindful of where you film. So by that I mean, let's say you are filming outside of your classroom, you're the only one at school, so that's where you're doing it, and your school is like an open campus school, like those outside schools. I hope that makes sense. And behind you when you're vlogging, there is like a Walgreens or something. That can make your workplace easily identifiable. So if you really don't want people or a lot of people to find out where you work, I would suggest being mindful of that. And that also goes for like reflections and windows and anything like that. Alright, so that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up. I know it was a little bit of a long video, but I hope you guys found it helpful if you are thinking about starting your own YouTube channel. Also, I will leave the link of the playlist down below for you to check out all the other videos that I'm sure will be incredibly helpful to you as well. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!